Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Hant, and I want to welcome you to Lifestyle Locker Radio. It is here where we talk all things lifestyle, from fitness to nutrition, peak performance to longevity, awesome relationships to inspirational stories. We take you on an amazing journey to all things life and lifestyle. Enjoy the ride. Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Hant, and I want to welcome you to Lifestyle Locker Radio, episode 200. Yes, you heard that right, episode 200. We're foregoing all the regular intro stuff since this is going to be me talking about some of this experience. Episode 200 is coming out just 2 days after my 41st birthday. And holy cow, I've learned a lot since starting. So for those of you that are going to be watching this, you're going to see my face. I'm going to share the actual webpage for Lifestyle Locker Radio, the actual host page, which is not our actual webpage, but I want to go over some of this with you. So right now, we published episode 199 last week. Dr. Jimmy Lopez and Healing Flower CBD, talking about CBD oil and the benefits of this on your health and in your life. And if I take you way back on this journey, I want to share some of the most amazing things that I've learned. I have learned a lot from a lot of different people. I've applied quite a bit of different things, and it's been an amazing journey. Did I think I'd end up where I am today, doing the things I'm doing today? No. No, I didn't. And it's exciting because we all go on these journeys, and I know many of you have been with us since the beginning, and I want to thank you for that. And also for those that this may be your first episode, we got a lot of great people that have been on the show. I give a lot of credit to all of our guests for taking the time, the energy, the effort, and their education to bring forward and bring forth some amazing content and strategies to stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and being really a better human being and helping people unleash their human potential. So I'm going to scroll down here. So for those of you that get to see all of this, so we are 199. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a lot, right? 200 episodes. So April 20th, 2017, Lifestyle Locker Radio, who we are and what we stand for. As I listen to these older episodes and these original episodes, so many things have changed. One, our technology has shifted dramatically. We are not doing and using what we have in the past. So technology has shifted, technology has changed, and that's definitely helped on the audio-visual portion of the program, and it also helps with the communication with our guests. I like to be, up and in the forefront of the good technology so that we don't have any issues on our end. Granted, things do happen. Technology will be technology, and it will fail from time to time. And yes, it has happened to us multiple times. One of my least favorite times this happening was with a producer from the show The Doctors, an Emmy Award-winning producer from The Doctors, Del Bigtree, who actually runs something called The High Wire. We had him on. I was so blown away that he said yes, and we got through this whole 45-minute recording, and it was shut. It just died. The recording software didn't work. Everything didn't work. So I was like, oh my God, I got to ask this guy again to do this recording. And people are very gracious. What we don't realize is asking for things is usually the hardest thing. Most good people want to help you out and want to help things out. And granted, now this time is of the essence, and all of these people are so busy, and they're limiting their content to certain people, and I understand that. I just hope that the stuff that we're giving you is very valuable and you're able to use it. So we come back here, our first episodes. Man, I listen to these. I'm like, holy cow. What? I was terrible at it. I felt like beyond terrible at being a podcast producer, but I was always told, and one of my chiropractic mentors says, done is better than perfect. So I was in this thing to win it. I just kept on going. And in the beginning, we were producing 2 shows a week, which was a lot for someone that was learning the technology, for learning how to produce, for learning all of this stuff. But I didn't care. I was so determined. So our first one was with Dr. Jason Richardson that we produced. He's a sports psychologist. He's one of my mentors. He's a super, super cool guy. But wow, like we've come a long way. So we go forward, and some of my favorite people that I've had a chance to interview, well, actually, I've had a great time interviewing. I'd probably say 98 to 99% of the people on this show. Some of us didn't resonate, and we can sense that on the show. But for the majority, it's been a lot of fun. It's a conversation. It's something that we as the two people on the show having a conversation, it's just become so easy and natural. At least that's what it feels like today. But some of the greats that we've had that have impacted my life dramatically, and the things that I do and how I do certain things and why I now do different things, health-wise, there's a long, long, long list. I've applied so much from so many different people. I'm just going to shout out a few people here. In the more recent episodes that I've had such a great time learning from. I mean, I had a chance to interview Dr. Zach Bush, who's all over media now. He's a triple board certified medical doctor talking about the environment and the soil and the air and all these different things that impact our health from the inside out. So his show in the beginning of my podcast career was very powerful. You can definitely dive back and find these through our episodes. And, you can go over to lifestylelockerradio.libsyn, L-I-B-S-Y-N, so lifestylelockerradio.libsyn.com, and you can scroll through all of them in a very easy format. I highly recommend doing that if you want to see all of them in one spot, or if you're using things like iTunes or other readers or listeners, to go through. So we go through quite a bit, but as I've gone through all of this, so there we go. Dr. Zach Bush is episode 25, and that was on July 17th, 2017. So it's been one hell of a journey. But as we go through, I've learned a lot of little things, and I take little things with me as I've moved forward. Let me just scroll real quick, and I want to share a couple that have been really beneficial with me and learning about myself and connecting with other great people because of this. So I got into meditation, and I think that's been one of the biggest game changers in my life. And I know that sounds crazy, as a chiropractor, as a podcaster, as someone that's in natural health, I'm really into a lot of the physical things, but some of the biggest things are not physical, and the non-physical things will impact the physical things. So being able to connect and actually get Dr. Joe Dispenza to say yes to the podcast was such an amazing thing. And I was able to go to one of his seminars live. And I want to thank you, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Thank you so much. That was one of the most amazing experiences I've had in my adult life, is going through this meditation course. I highly recommend, if you're into meditation and you want like the holy cow experience, Dr. Joe Dispenza's experience from me personally was literally out of this world. There's no other way for me to say it. But because of that, I've been an intermittent meditator, and now I'm like over 120 something days consistent. I have not missed a day. I've been meditating, and I do different types of meditations, but now I use something called the Muse, M-U-S-E. It's technology that measures these brain waves. It does something called heart rate variability. It does lots of really neat different things. And I can drop a link in the show notes for those that want to get it. And I believe you get a little bit of a discount through Muse, since we've had the CEO and creator of the Muse Meditation Headband on our show. So meditation has been so powerful. It really helped calm my nerves. It's helped me. It's helped my relationships. It's helped my practice. It's helped me work well with people, because in a world where or in my profession, we're working with people sometimes that are very uncomfortable. And when we're uncomfortable, our physiology, comes off. We can be hard. I know when I'm in pain and I'm uncomfortable, I'm maybe not the nicest person. So being able to be the higher energy person in that room, so that doesn't deplete you, that anxiety, the anxiousness, the discomfort, the bad energy, sometimes it comes from people that are in pain and they're just worried about getting better. You got to be able to give that to them. So meditation has helped in all areas of my life, and something that I've become while I've become a podcaster, as well as I've become an ultra marathoner. And meditation is one of my favorite tools
for being an ultra marathoner, because it's not about during, it's about, well, it is too, but it's about the pre-game. It's about the preparation. Meditation is huge preparation for me for my ultra marathons, and it's a huge thing that starts to show up because when I'm running, I get into a very meditative state now on these very long distance runs, because it's the mind and then beyond. I call it like transcending through. That actually helps me get through all of these long events. Like my most recent one, which many of you have heard that episode a couple ago, we're doing an ultra marathon in 95 degree heat or plus, depending what the heat index and humidity was. It was hot, and a lot of people had to tap out of the event because of heat and other reasons. So I was able to push through it and finish that race. So it's been a really great tool. So meditation, Dr. Joe Dispenza, by far, great episode with him. Many of you have heard the name. Definitely scroll through and find the Joe Dispenza episode. You definitely want to listen to that one. I've met some amazing medical doctors. Like I said, Dr. Zach Bush, Dr. Steven Sinatra, an awesome integrative cardiologist, great person. Dr. Jack Wolfson and his wife, Heather Wolfson. He's a cardiologist. She's a chiropractor. Super cool. And Dr. Gordon Pedersen, a doctor that we spoke about colloidal silver and the healing and performance and hydration. So I've had some amazing guests, and I take all of this information. So many of you may think like, holy cow, this guy is just able to talk to all these people. I take a lot of this stuff to heart. I actually apply a lot of these things in my life, test things out to see if they actually work for me. So I don't just have these guests for me. I have these guests for all of you, because ultimately, if we are healthier, if we are happier, if we have better relationships, if we have more money, if we have all these good things that start to flow through our lives individually, then it goes to our families, then it goes to our communities, and it can spread. So my big mission is to get this really to the world, so we have just a healthier world overall, because what happens is we will have better relationships, better communities, we make better decisions, we become healthier, we become less reliant on that medical system, which is really a sick care system, and we can actually be just better people, right? I'd love to see a day where the only people that are going to hospitals are people that are injured and hurt, maybe in a car accident or a running accident or whatever it may be, and not using that, because that doesn't equal health. I look forward to those days where we get to see that, and I truly think that's something that's possible and can happen. So let me just scroll through here. We've spoke to Joe Dispenza's right here. There we go, episode 48. We've had the famous Dr. Josh Axe, who many of you know from his supplements, from his website. A huge social influencer, a friend I went to chiropractic school with, very smart guy. Great guy, great content, and great products. I highly recommend, definitely head over to draxe.com and check out his stuff as well. You'll love his episode. His episode is episode 49. So we had two superstars back to back there. And as we go through, I'm just scrolling through here. I've had really cool people. Many of you have heard of Green Smoothie Girl. We've had her on actually a couple times. Robin Openshaw. Love her. She's a sweetheart. We've become very friendly over the course of these past few years. She's helped me with performance, with my ultra marathons, with nutrition. And we've been back and forth with a lot of this First Amendment stuff that's been going on through COVID-19 and sharing the truth of a lot of the things that are out there. So thank you, Robin, for everything that you have done and are doing currently for us as a society, as Americans, as human beings in the human race. I've had Ben Greenfield. This guy is nuts. For those of you that haven't heard the Ben Greenfield Fitness podcast, definitely check his podcast out. We had him here. So we had Robin on episode 52, and then more recent, and we had Ben Greenfield on episode 53. Super cool. We talk about biohacking 101, some gadgets, and health and longevity. So you definitely want to jump in and check out all these things. We've had a dentist. We had Dr. Stephen Lin talking about the oral microbiome, because we've all heard about, get this, many of you have listened to the show, listened to many different shows, many different experts, nutritionists that we've had on this show, talk about the brain-gut connection, right? That microbiome brain-gut connection. And what Stephen Lim was speaking about in this episode, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, is that our microbiome actually starts in our mouth when we're eating the food. So the quality of the food, what you're eating, how you're chewing, all these different things set the stage for the biome that's in your digestive tract. So definitely check that out. He's episode 57. I think you'll absolutely love it. Absolutely, absolutely love it. I'm just scrolling through here to see some of the things that have really gave me some aha moments that I think are super, super powerful. What do we got here? Episode 69. It was just me. We did a fire walk. We talked about different things with my father actually, and it's really, really cool. We talked about the nocebo effect, the 40% rule, all sorts of cool different things. Learning about EMF way back when, before now it's in the news all over the place. Episode 70 with Nicolas Pineau, as I believe is a French name. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. Phenomenal episode. Go over his book. Lots of really cool stuff on EMF. Let me just go. What's really cool, I actually take a lot of people through. Oh, here's the Del Bigtree one. It was episode 78. I take people through my journey as an ultra marathoner when I'm training to my first 100-mile race. So that's a whole series of them down the road. I don't want to just be reviewing all of these with you, but I think there's so many amazing things. And I learned by telling my story where I can be better at becoming a runner. And I shared this with our group, our 3065 group, which is an online group that we have for teaching people to move more, move better. If you haven't checked that out, I'll have that in the show notes as well. It's a $5 a month membership fee. It is not expensive. It's a great way to get accountability. I highly recommend for those that just want to start getting into a healthier movement. This program is so good for you. It's accountable. There are tons and tons of units, which were called modules, right? So you can learn as you go, and they're short, they're sweet, they're applicable, and they're things you can do. So I've learned so much about being a better human being by doing this podcast. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just scrolling up here. What else did it really, kick my butt? So, we're mentioning my race to 100, which I take everybody on this amazing journey, and I'm learning so much about myself, so much about what it takes to be a better person, to be a runner. But I knew where I was going with this. I apologize. So going to what I shared today, actually on our Facebook group, in this 3065 group, was that I forgot where I was going with this. Give me a second here. I'll get back to that in a second. Sorry, hold on, keep going. So the race to 100 is I get to go through this amazing journey with all of you. And my race to 100, here we go. It starts on July 15th, 2019. And just before that, it's a really cool episode on one of my new favorite words of 2019 at the time was photobiomodulation. And that's using lights for therapy, near and far infrared, and the science behind it and how it works on a cellular level. Episode 136, definitely check that out. July 8th, we did that. So July 15th, the race to 100 starts, and then we go through. I jump in and out, and I started doing like every 2 posts a week, and then I just said screw it, and I started posting every week. I go through my race to 100, so like episode 147, 148, 149, and we go all the way. Keep going. It's this huge, huge journey, all the way up to episode 156, where I get to share an episode with my beautiful wife, Meredith, who's my crew captain for so far all of my races. It's amazing to have an amazing team, and I mean in life, period. Having a good support crew is so powerful, and it all came to fruition when she showed up and when she just took the reins of being the crew for an ultra marathon. And what that means is she's the one that's responsible for getting me food, my hydration, making sure I'm okay, making sure my headspace is okay, seeing what I need, am I cold, am I hot, all of these different things, and then having to deal with someone who's physically and mentally exhausted, who can probably have a little bit of an attitude and be a little bit weird and be a little bit irritating. So thank you, Meredith. You do it not only on the race course, but you've done it through our whole relationship. You've been been a godsend. So thank you so much for that. What else do we have here that was really cool? Oh, I had a great time learning. Speaking of meditation, working with Emily Fletcher and taking all of her courses, and her stuff is super cool. If you're like the guy or the gal that does like, listen, I can't meditate, I need to meditate, but I don't have the time, and all of the excuses that everybody ever has when you talk about meditation, definitely get her online course, get her book, Stress Less, Accomplish More. Take a live course with her when those are available. You'll absolutely love it. It's super easy. I do a lot of her meditations because I'm one of those people. It's like, well, I have 24 hours in a day, but I have 25 hours of things to do. So I do a lot of her meditations because they're actually really, really awesome. What else? So I'm coming up to some of the newer things here. We did a whole thing, which was so amazing, on Immunopalooza, about people, I hate the word boosting their immune system, but having people's immune systems function optimally. They are completely awesome. I highly recommend going through them. We started throwing them up on iTunes and everywhere podcasts are found. Episode 179, we put a handful of them up. Quite at 179 to 188, we put up all Immunopalooza, all the guests, well, some bunch of the guests that we had on there. I just had this really exciting thing to help people connect during this crisis that we're in, this COVID crisis, about people doing things that are proactive to make them less vulnerable as a human being. So very powerful, very cool. Then we got into like success mindsets, and I did 2 more 50 milers in the past 8 weeks, you know, before I turned 41, and I have 100 again in September, end of September. So I'll be taking you all on that journey as well. One of the coolest guys that I really had a great conversation with many times. Absolutely, I think he's a fantastic dude, is Dr. Cyrus Khambatta of Mastering Diabetes. And no, I don't have diabetes, but talking about plant-based nutrition, talking about overall health, super cool guy. And we just hit it off, and we were, you know, rattling and rapping off each other, going back and forth, and realizing that we needed to, like, hey, we need to get off this call because, like, there are other things we have to do in our lives, like get on another podcast interview. So we have had multiple episodes. Really, really cool. We had the #1 ingredientologist in the world. We had, for those of you that want to see a badass on social media and listen to such a smart and brilliant people, one is Sean Wells, which is the ingredientologist, but 2, Chris Gethin of Caged Muscle. Dude is really, really cool. Hit it off right away. You know, when you look at the two of us, if you find the video of us, it's like me as a stick figure and this guy who's this monster strong, like, you know, I was like a Viking, right? Like this big dude that can like crush my skull with one hand, but super brilliant, super smart, amazing episode. And then leading to this episode, and I totally forgot where I was going with my Facebook Live today, but nonetheless, that I was going to share with you. You know, I think it had something to do with the choices we make are powerful. Oh, here we go. The choices we make are very powerful, and this is a great finishing thing to conclude this episode with all of you. Is there are 2 things in life that we get to do when we make choices. We either make choices to get results, or we make the choice to make an excuse. Whether that result, going in that results area, means failure, it's still choosing to go in the direction you want to go in. Like, for example, if I go out and listen, I want to hit a 15-mile run and I get 13, I'm not going to beat myself up for not getting 15, but I just ran 13 miles. And I may have had to tap out for whatever reason, headspace, whatever it was. But if I had to set out for that 15 miles and it was, you know, I had a couple of raindrops today, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not going to run today. That's where we get the ultimate, you know, the excuses, which are going to get 0 results for you. So you can look at that and apply that getting results versus getting excuses in everything you do, in every place, in every way in life. So I urge you to, you know, listen to these episodes, take something out of them that you can apply. There is something in every single episode that we have produced that you can take and learn from. Even if it's something that's like simple as drink 20 ounces of water, drink 20 ounces of water first thing in the morning when you wake up, nice, good, clean water. Or if it's, hey, move your body every single day just a little bit. It could be anything. Learn to meditate. It could be, there's so many things. Eat more vegetables, you name it. So set some targets and goals that are crystal clear for yourself. Whether it's becoming more fit, whether it's getting a better relationship with your spouse, whether it's becoming a better parent, whether it's signing up for that first marathon or half marathon or 5K or 10K, whatever it is, set those goals, work your way back and see what steps you need to take. Literally and figuratively, see what steps you need to take to accomplish those goals, because you can either make the choices that are going to lead you towards the success which we just spoke about, right? They're going to lead you towards getting the results you want, or you're going to end up just making excuses and getting the same results you've been getting for possibly your whole life because of those excuses. So I just want to say thank you for 200 episodes. I appreciate you all. Thank you to all of my guests, every single one, the ones I mentioned, the ones I didn't mention. I am so grateful you all took your time, your energy, your expertise, and your education to share with Lifestyle Locker Radio. It's been an amazing journey, and we are not planning on stopping anytime soon. So look out, world. We are here to keep people human-powered and helping them unlock their human potential every single day of their lives. I'm Dr. Josh Hant. Have an awesome day. Peace out. So I hope you liked that little episode, everyone. It was just great for me to go back and share some of my thoughts and feelings with you. And, I do have brain farts, so you saw one and witnessed one and listened to one during that show when I was talking about the Race 100, about my Facebook Live and all those things. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I am human just like you. So check out all the details in the show notes. Check out the 30/60 Lifestyle Shift program. It's so different than anything else you've seen. If you're an ultramarathoner, please, this is not for you. This may be for someone in your family. This may be for a friend that is just getting into fitness and moving. It is an amazing program, and we have a very different health philosophy and fitness philosophy than a lot of the other programs out there. I think we're very unique. As a matter of fact, I know we're very unique because we're using a very vitalistic philosophy that you got to check out. So check the link in the show notes. It's free to check out. It's $5 a month to jump on in and engage with people and get better and healthier. And all the other details that I mentioned, I'll throw some links in there for like the Muse Meditation Headband and a couple of the other programs that we actually are affiliates for, which you can actually get discounts on and enjoy things like the Flash Fast from Green Smoothie Girl, Energy Bits, which is chlorella and spirulina, the algae that I use during all my ultra marathons. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there, but there are other places you can go to get some cool deals on certain products that I think are really beneficial. So once again, Dr. Josh Hant here for Lifestyle Locker Radio. Have an awesome day, evening, or night. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.